My name is Jennifer, and I found out about Sovereign Health and the Power Program through Googling intervention, the show Intervention, and it recommended some of the rehabs that they used, and Sovereign Health was one of them. And when I called Sovereign Health, described what was going on with me, they told me about the Power Program, which is for 40 and above and with trauma. So it sounded right up my alley, so I picked the Power Program at Sovereign Health. I did a detox treatment, and that was it. I haven't really been to, I did an intensive outpatient, which included going to their meetings three times a week, and it was like 3-hour meetings each time, but I've never been to a true rehab where you do the different steps. I was drunk when I arrived here, and that is my drug of choice, is alcohol. I didn't really have an impression because I was so drunk, but I went to the detox house. After that, I went to the powerhouse, and so it took me a couple of days to get acclimated with everything and become sober. So once I became sober and I started working the program, I really liked it. I liked it a lot. I loved all the staff members immediately. They were very kind. They pointed me in the right directions. So yeah, I loved it. The expectations were that I would be pointed in the right directions and people would lead me what I needed to get out of the program, because being a first timer, I didn't know what to expect. I figured, okay, they're going to teach me what I need to know. And sure enough, the facilitators are wonderful. They will give you all the information you need. You have to be willing to want that information. If you're willing, they're willing to give it to you. And I'm telling you, I was given all the information. I was given the chances to go to AA meetings, which was wonderful because you don't have to go alone. And I actually have what I call a home group out here. Unfortunately, I don't live here. But for now, I have a home group out here, and I won't miss that group for nothing. The Power Program really, the beneficial part of it is that you're dealing with people your own age and that all have a trauma background, and so it really helps because you're not dealing with a younger crowd. When you're older, you deal with things a different way than you do when you're younger, and it's just nicer to have the older ladies with you, 40 and over. So me being 47, I deal with things differently than when I was 20. I'm at Grandpa. Absolutely love it. We have a pool. We have house managers, which are great. I'll tell you, if you need anything, if you need someone to talk to, you can go to the house managers and talk to them. They're available 24/7. At Power, we talk to each other. I mean, at Power, we are literally a family. I even got a tattoo labeled at Powerhouse because our power is our house. We are all that committed to our recovery, so it's very wonderful. Oh, my case manager is absolutely wonderful. I see her on a daily basis. There's a couple times I haven't seen her on a daily basis, but that's just because, she's running wild, but that's fine. But she is always willing to check in with me. My therapist, we check in. I'm doing good. So as long as I'm doing good, she doesn't always check in with me all the time. But, if I need to find her, I just go to the front desk and I say I need to speak with her, and I fill out a little sheet, and then she'll get a hold of me. It's simple if you need to speak to somebody. Facilitators, they're there for you also. I mean, you can use them just as well. Group session. I love Richard. Richard is my favorite group. He was my favorite group session when I was PHP. I at first hated, my first experience with Richard, I really actually kind of hated him. But then I listened to him and I thought, you know what, this man knows so much. And I actually lived for his class every day. It was the last class of the day, and I couldn't wait to get to Richard's class. And now Richard and I are like buddy-buddy. So I have to give kudos to Richard because, you know, I actually hated him and now I love the man. So my experience with therapy is, it's like they know me. And it's been absolutely wonderful. I mean, I work with my therapist and then she'll give me a project to do or something. And it's wonderful because they're working me. And it's changed me so much. I mean, I had so much trauma when I came in here. And it just, I'm over it. I mean, I'm literally over it. I'm not on pills for it. I'm not on any of that. I mean, I'm over it now. I'm sleeping at night. I don't have my dreams. It's just amazing. Absolutely amazing. It was process group, and you go in and you just get to talk. And the reason I liked that was because what if you were having a bad day that day? And maybe you just needed to talk that day. Richard was there to listen, and his rule in his class was one person at a time. And he gave you his undivided attention. And, you know, he also respected that everyone else needed to give you your undivided attention as well. Now, you know, some days people didn't have stuff to talk about, so he would do a reading from a book. Readings are always good because somebody will have something to talk about after a reading, no matter what. But process group was the best because you just had time. I mean, there was something, one way or another, somebody was going to talk about something, whether he read from the book or you just had something to talk about that day, or someone else had something to talk about that day. And somehow or another, you would relate something to it. So that hour went by so fast. A typical day is you get here in the morning. This is for a PHP. This is your all-day level. And this, to me, this is the best that it could be. You're here at, 9 o'clock. Love it. You sit in group. You get a break, you have another group, and then you go to lunch, which an hour or so for lunch, and you have a break in between there. And then you come back, and you have another class, you get a break, and then you end up in Richard's class, and then you're done. And then you get to go home. No, you don't get to go home yet. You go to supper. I'm so sorry. And then you get to go home, and then you have your laundry time, you have pool time, you're done for the night, unless you want to go to a meeting, which, you know, really, the more meetings you do, the better. But, I mean, to me, it's great. If you take the stuff they're giving you and you work it and you want it, you're going to love it. Absolutely love it. I can't pinpoint one thing. I have to say all of it, because all of it is the program. And so you have to work all of it. I mean, I love the facilitators, the people, even the people that checked me in. I mean, I was drunk, I was bad. I mean, but they treated me with dignity. I mean, I couldn't believe. Yeah. The nursing staff, you treat them with the respect, they'll treat you with the respect. I hear people yell at them and stuff, but I'm telling you, they'll treat them nice. Just, everything about it is wonderful. I absolutely love this place. Without this place, I wouldn't be me today. I will take a new life, and that's my new life as the new Jennifer. I mean, it's amazing. My family, when I talk to them on the phone, they just can't believe how well I sound and talk. So I'm so proud to have had Sovereign to help me. I mean, I called other places, but I chose Sovereign, and let me tell you, amazing. I would recommend this place, 10 stars. Power is the best way to go. I mean, it really is. If you're 40 and over, or just right at 40 and over, and you have trauma, go power 100%, because it really helped. I mean, I was a little shy and whatnot, but you know, when I drank my alcohol and I didn't want to talk about it, but power is the way to go. And you'll feel the power when you're in that power group. You feel the power.